This is tutorial 4-6 on page 161, and I still have the previous table open from tutorial 4-5, and we need to open a new map for this exercise, and it's in the maps folder. And the name of it is tutorial 4-6. So let's scroll down a little bit. Tutorial 4-6. Let's open that up. And here's our map. It should match the one at the bottom of page 161. We've got a business layer, car beats, and let me see. They probably only have, yeah. So that doesn't show the other data table that's there. It just shows what's being drawn. But if I go back over here, there is another table that we're probably going to be using. So we want to save this to the Chapter 4 folder. So let's go to a file, Save As. And I want to go to, this is Exercises. So let's go to Chapter 4, and it's going to be Tutorial 4-6. Click on Save. And now we've got it saved. And now we're going to go to the top of page 162, and we want to open the businesses attribute table and examine the attributes. And we've got a bunch of them. We've got 9,325 records, and these all represent businesses that are in this area, and each one has an SIC code, and I don't know if it tells us what the SIC code stands for. Standard Industrial Code, okay, which basically tells what type of business it is. So we've got a standard industrial code here. We're going to close the business attribute table, and then we're going to click the list by source button at the top, which is this, but which I've already clicked on, and open the SIC table and cancel that. I double clicked on it. What I want to do is right click and open, and it'll show us the data. And basically what we've got is we've got a code here and then a description of what that code means. So we've got a bunch of, we got over 1,500 of them out here, and so just about every business you can think of is probably listed here. Close the table, and right click the businesses layer up here, and what we're going to do is okay, this has the name and the address of the business along with the code, but it doesn't have a description of the code, and this file has a description of the code, and so what we're going to do is we're going to join them together so that the business also has a description. So we're going to right click on businesses and choose joins and relates and choose join, and we're going to join from a table, this table right here, and the field that we're going to join on is going to be the SIC code, and we're going to look at the SIC table, and the field there is going to be the SIC code as well, and click on the validate join button. And so it was able to match up almost all of them. So there are going to be a few businesses out there who have an invalid code or a code that did not appear, and I'm not sure why that is, and we're not going to worry about it right now. As they say in the book, if you knew enough information about those businesses, you could go in and fix them, but we're just going to click on OK for now. And now we're going to open the attributes, and we're going to see what got joined over here. Okay, and if I scroll through here, Okay. Apparently I had some that I could not match up, and I should be able to do a sort here, and I'm thinking that the nulls will appear at the top or the bottom if I do that. And okay, apparently they don't appear at the top. Let's try the other way around. And they don't appear there either, so I'm not sure where they appear. Let's go back to sort ascending again. And oh, wait a second, I wasn't at the top of the table. There we go. So they do appear at the top. So these are the ones that apparently do not have a matching SIC code. So if we went into the SIC table, we would probably not be able to find something that has 7830 in it. Okay, so we've got the descriptions over here now. So here's the business, here's the description, because we were able to match this column with this column. And we can close that. And now we're going to create a definition query. So we're going to open the business layers properties. And we're going to do a query here. And we're going to pick out the ones that we want from the businesses over here. And let's go back over here and just take a quick look at it again. And this is the SIC description column. And what I'm looking for is, for the description, is I'm looking for eating places. Let's sort on this one. Show you where they got the data that they're using on number 2 at the bottom of page 163. So if I scroll down here to the E's, okay, eating places is a choice with one space in between. And I went past the D's here, and there is also a place called drinking places. Okay, so that's where that data is coming from. And if I go back over here now and go to properties, and we go to field definition and go to our query builder, what I want is the description, and this tells that it's coming from this table originally. So SIC description equals or, and I can just type this instead of clicking on the buttons, but I'm going to click on it for this one, equals, and maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe what I should do is go up here and get unique values, and then scroll down to the D's and the E's and actually put them in to make sure that they're spelled exactly in my query the way that they were in the original table here, but I'm pretty sure I got it right. And so we'll click on OK, and we'll click on OK. And maybe I did not do it correctly. Let's go back here and let's go to properties, and I'm going to go to my query builder, and I'm going to delete that, and we're going to try it again. SIC description equals, and we'll get unique values, and we want eating places or drinking places, and it doesn't really matter what the order is here. And then I'll click on or, and then I'll click on this, and then I'll click on, we'll do this the official way. And then we want eating places, and click on OK, and click on OK. And I don't know what I did wrong before, but it appears to be working now. And it says there are 457 such places now displayed, and that doesn't look anywhere near 457. Let's see what happens if we zoom in a little bit here. Let's go to my zoom, and we'll just try zooming in a little bit, and there is no way that can be 457. But if we go back here and open our attribute table, we did a selection. It does say 457. Doesn't look like 457 to me. Let's see what happens if we just zoom in a little more. Maybe some of these dots are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in here. And if I zoom back out again, let's undo that, and it doesn't undo zoom. So let's go back out. Well, they all appear to be showing up. Let's go back to the full extent here. So now we're on the top of page 164. Okay, and we're going to do something called a spatial join. Now what we were doing before was we were taking a column from this table and a column from this table, and we were using those to join the two tables. So we're looking for a value in this table that matched a value in this table, and if they matched, then we basically created one long line that was made up of a row from each table. And now what we're going to do is something called a spatial join, which takes things from one table and matches them up with another table based on their location, okay, rather than based on a particular field. So in order to do that, we need to right click on car beats, and we're going to go to joins and relates, and we're going to do a join, and this time we're going to join data from another layer based on its location. Okay, so we're going to take the businesses, which are points, and the car beats are polygons, and we're going to join each business with the polygon that it goes in. Okay, and so we set this, and then down here is we want to go to chapter 4.gdb and go to the end of that, and its default name is join output. So we're going to back up over join output, and we're going to do car beats. And that's kind of a long name, but that works. Click on OK. And now let's go take a look at this. Let's open its attribute table, and let's see what we have here. So we have a polygon out here for each car beat, and we have 41 of those. And then what we're doing here is this count column is telling us how many of those establishments are in each one of the regions here. So if we to add up all of these numbers in this column right here, we should end up with that 400 and whatever it was, 457 that we had when we were looking at the points. Okay, so I'm gonna close this. This was not part of the instructions, and it says remove the original car beats layer from the table of contents. I'm just going to turn it off for right now, and yeah, turn it off, and symbolize the choropleth map using the count attribute. So this is the one that we want, and if we look at the data again, these are the numbers that we want to map, and so we want the color to indicate how many of those establishments are in each one of those beats. So here's a beat, and on each one of these little polygons, we want a color that shows how many eating and drinking establishments we have. So this is part of the symbology for that layer. And it looks like they use yellow to brown. So we want quantities, yellow to brown, and the value we want here is count. And we're not going to normalize it. And it doesn't say anything about how to break this up. If we look at the picture on page 165, though, there's our 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 13. So apparently they did not use natural breaks. Let's try equal interval. That's not going to do it. Let's try some of the other ones here and see if we can get what they've got. Quantile, and that is the one. Click on OK. And now the numbers agree with their numbers. And click on OK. And then it says label each polygon with the beat attribute. So apparently each beat has a number. If we go back here and open the attribute table again, here each beat is assigned, it looks like a 3-digit number, and it looks like they all start with the number 2. So we'll close that, and we will go here and go to its properties, and that is a label that we want, and we're going to label the features here, and beat is what we're going to use, and we'll make these a little bit bigger. Let's go to 10, and I also think that whenever you do this, you should put a halo around it so it's easier to read. Edit symbol, and click on mask and put a halo, and click on OK, and click on OK, and click on OK, and there we go. And we really don't need businesses to be drawn anymore either, although that's behind this. So there's the beat number, and if it has yellow, then it doesn't have very many eating or drinking establishments. If it has a dark brown, like these do, then it has anywhere from 19 to 38 eating and drinking establishments in that beat. And the last step is to save our map document and close ArcMap, and that's the end of tutorial 4-6.